So hello everyone, welcome back to another class. So last class we have completed the modern history of NSSB. Now today we'll be starting with polity. So modern history, medieval or ancient, we completed, and now we'll be going to the polity. Polity the bangsta national class tago, which will cover almost all the syllabus of the exam and like that asti do economics or I don't do jump grow. So and before I start my class, I would like to also announce this mock test for forest guard and CETSE. So if you are interested, those who are interested in mock test, the link is provided here. You can register and assess your preparation. 3 mock tests, so you can contact in the information. Let us start with the class. It is first question. The idea of having a provision for a bicameral parliament in the constitution was borrowed from Dutch constitution. So bicameral parliament, that is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Idola bicameralism to kundu constitution by inspiration. Is it a French, Canadian, Irish or British? So what is the answer? The answer is what? Option number D. That is British. Let us study in detail about this. Question. So the idea of having a provision of bicameral constitution was borrowed from bicameral parliament was borrowed from the British Constitution. The Government of India Act 1919, commonly known as the Montagu Chelmsford Reforms, took effect in 1921. It was the first time that bicameralism and direct elections were implemented, and the Indian Legislative Council was therefore replaced by a bicameral legislature with the upper house and lower house, and direct elections were used to elect the majority of members of both the houses. Now let us see what are the important features. There is France Parliament idea of liberty, equality, fraternity to all preamble the republic. Canada One, federation with a strong center, vesting of residual power in the center, appointment of state government by center, and advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court. And Ireland ba DPSP, nomination of members of Rajya Sabha and election of method of election of president. So this is the answer. Next question. The idea of preamble of the Indian Constitution was borrowed from the Constitution of Preamble. Idea to borrow from A. Russia, Canada, Britain, or United States of America. So what is the answer? The answer is option number D, that is USA. Let us study in detail about this. So United States from Preamble la anisha concept, and let us see other countries. Australia by concurrent list, freedom of trade, joint sitting of 2 houses of parliament. Canada by federation strong center, residual power, state governor appointment by center, and advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court. We have read this in the last question. Irish by DPSP, nomination of members to Rajya Sabha and method of election person we have already studied. Japan the procedure established by law. Russia by the fundamental duties or ideas of justice, social, economic, political in the preamble. United Kingdom UK la the local parliamentary government, rule of law, legislative procedure, single citizenship, cabinet system, prerogative rights and parliamentary privileges. And USA ba fundamental rights, independent judiciary, judicial review, impeachment of president, removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges, post of vice president. And Germany the suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. And South Africa the procedural amendment to the constitution or election of members of Rajya Sabha. And France the republic, idea of liberty, equality, fraternity in the preamble. So these are the countries from where our parliament was inspired. Let us go to the next question. Who was the chairman of the House Committee of the Constituent Assembly of India? House Committee to Kun chairman. Is it A. Patabi Sittamaya, A.V. Thakkar, J.B. Kriplani, or K.M. Munshi? So what is the answer? The answer is option number A, that is Patabi Sittamaya. Let us study in detail about this. So the chairman of the House Committee of the Constituent Assembly was Patabi Sittamaya. He was a Constituent Assembly member elected from Madras province. Sittamaya was a active member of the INC. In 1939 though, the Congress la president nominee though Gandhijiba personally appointed, and some of the minor committee are Press Gallery Committee to Ocean Nath Sen, House Committee Sitaramaya, Credential Committee Alati Krishna Swamy Iyer, and Order of Business Committee KM Munshi. Let's go to the next question. The total membership of the Constituent Assembly was 389. Constituent Assembly total members 389, out of which princely state like human representation is it a 109, 93, 84 or 85? So the answer is what? 93. Option number B is the correct answer. Let us study in detail about this. The total membership of the Constituent Assembly was 389, out of which 282 were represented of the princely states, 93 though from the princely states, and 4 from Delhi, Ajmer, Mewara, Kurk, and Chief Commissioner provinces of British Balochistan. So this is the answer. Next question. How many members of the Constituent Assembly appended the signature to the Constitution as finally passed? So Constituent Assembly was Constitution passed as kiman manu sign kurse. Is it A 299, 324, 302 or 284? So what is the answer? The answer is D, that is 284. Let us study in detail about this. So the Constitution was adopted on 26th of November 1949 and came into effect on 24th and appended the signature on 24th of January 1950 or 26th January done idu forced action and 284 members to sign kurse. Constituent Assembly though 2 years 11 days and 11 months and 18 days to draft the Constitution. So these are all the members who appended the signature. So let us go to the next question. Who among the following was not a member of the drafting committee? Drafting committee, Constitution draft Kola committee, Kundu Dakane, Syed Mohammad Sadullah, Madhav Rao, Krishnamacharya or Sardar Patel. So option number D is the correct answer. Sardar Patel is not included. Let us study in detail about this. So the drafting committee was defined as a group of people who sat together to form the Constitution. 29th of August 1947, the drafting committee passed a resolution and formed the drafting committee. Our that is Sajjan member that is Iyer, Gopalaswamy, B.R. Ambedkar, K.M. Munshi, Mohammad Sadullah and Madhav Rao. He replaced B.M. Mitter and D.B. Kaitan. Our 2 years 11 months and 18 days to form the Constitution. So also other important committees concurred the Union Powers Committee, the Jawaharlal Nehru, Steering Committee, the Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Advisory Committee on Fundamental Rights, Minorities and Tribal Excluded Areas to Sardar Patel. So this is the answer. Next question. The original text of the Indian Constitution contained how many articles? Is it A 376, 395, 386 or 440? So original text of the Indian Constitution though it contains 395 articles. That is option number B is the correct answer. So let us study in detail about this. 395 articles and here Constitution though 26th November 1949 the adopt kurse came in effect 26th of January 1950. 295 articles are 8 schedules and Constitution though kun by hat palikche Prem Bihari Narayan Rajda and B.R. Ambedkar is also known as the father of the Indian Constitution. Let us go to the next question. From which country did Indian Constitution borrow the idea of direct principles of tax policy? DPSP. DPSP the kundu article kundu constitution kundu country ba mon borrow kurse. The answer is what? Option number D, that is Ireland. DPSP no article 36 by 51 is under the Indian Constitution under part 4 under this. The next question. Which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched in the context of the sources of the Indian Constitution? Sources of Indian Constitution kundu pair correct no? Is it a lawmaking power Britain? Correct. DPSP Ireland? Correct. Judicial river United States? Correct. Quasi federal government though not Switzerland. So it is from Canada. So the answer is option number D, which is not correctly matched. Next question. With reference to the Constituent Assembly, who among the following was the chairman of the at the time of the inauguration of the interim provincial central constitutional committee? So chairman of the interim committee. So usually the subject oldest member choose Kurja. So it was Mr. D. C, that is Sachidananda Sinha. So this is the answer. Next question. As per the Schedule 8 of the Indian Constitution, how many official languages are there in India? So India the official languages is it 42, 12, 32 or 22? So what is the official language of how many official languages are there in India? It is 22. Let us study in detail about this. So 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution contains a list of 22 languages. 22 languages are Assam, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindu, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Malayalam, Manipur, Marathi, Nepali, Odia, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, Bodo, Santali, Maithili and Dogri. So 22 languages are under the 8th schedule. Next question. How many items are there in the 11th schedule of the Constitution of India? 11th schedule under the Kiman items is it 22, 24, 29 or 32? The answer is what? 29. 11th schedule the Panchayati Raj says Panchayati. So some of the topics are, let us study in detail. So the 11th schedule of the Indian Constitution was added in 1992 by the 73rd Constitution Amendment and contained 29 subjects. 29 subjects though these are provided like Indian items to those. Let us study agriculture, land improvement, animal husbandry, fisheries, minor irrigation, social forestry, small scale. It is up to they are included under the 11th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Let us go to the next question. Part 18 of the Indian Constitution deals with what? Part 18 the key is it a official languages, amendment to the Constitution, emergency provisions or election? So part 18 the key I. The answer is what? Emergency provision. Option number C. Let us study in detail. So emergency provisions are provided in the part 18 of the Indian Constitution. There are three types of emergency: 352, 356 and 360. And national emergency to 3 बार impose करें Indo-China War, Bangladesh War and grounds of internal disturbance. Or during emergency, fundamental rights of to suspend except for Article 20 and 21. And national emergency to 3 times impose करना India de you can see. And no financial emergency, Article 360 the financial emergency itu ek bar bhi introduce करना है. So next question. That part touch of the Constitution of India deals with amendment of the Constitution. So amendment koralo kundu article des. So mon ede ekta dimak chalo, that is for example agede gushi ki part 18 to keze it stands with emergency provisions. So article 352. That means amendment of the Indian Constitution to article 368 odo. That means 352 to part 18 related, it will be more than 18. That is, if you see the option number C is the correct answer. That is part 20. So part 20 to consists amendment of the Indian Constitution under article 368. Let us study in detail about this. So the following are the parts of the Indian Constitution. That is first part 1 the Union and Territory, part 2 citizenship, part 3 fundamental rights, part 4 TPSP, part 5 4A fundamental duties, part 5 union, part 6 the states, part 7 the repeal version, part 8 the union territories, part 9 panchayats, part 11A municipalities, part 9B the cooperative societies, part 10 the schedule and tribal areas, part 11 union and state relationship, part 12 property, finance, contract suits, part 13 trade, commerce and intercourse, part 14 services under the union and states, part 14A the tribunals, part 15 elections, part 16 special provisions relating to certain classes, part 17 official languages, part 18 emergency provisions, part 19 miscellaneous, part 20 amendment to the Constitution, part 21 temporary, transitional and special provisions. That is idu mona article 371 AB, it will come under part 21. And part 22 is short title commencement authoritative text in Hindi and rebels. So this is the various parts. Let us go to the next question. Which part of the Constitution of India contains within it the power and functions of the Union Public Service Commission? So UPSC do kuntu article de or kuntu part de. So we know that article 315 do Union Public Service Commission or State Public Service Commission do provide kore. So it will be under part 14, that is part C. That is option number C, part 14. Not part C. Sorry, it will be part D. That is part 14 of the Indian Constitution. That is option number D. Let us study in detail. So the Union Public Service Commission though part 14 of the Indian Constitution is it is under chapter 2. It is in the chapter 2 on this part titled Services under the Union and the State are from 315 to 323, 315 to UPSC and State Public Service Commission is there. There are various articles relating to the Public Service Commission. So let us go to the next question. How many schedules are there in the Constitution of India? So schedules ke mana in the Indian Constitution? There are, is it a 12, 14, 25 or 10? The answer is what? Option number A, that is 12. Schedules of the Indian Constitution, there are 12, that is T, E, A, R as tiers, O F off, old, PM, there is emoluments, oaths and affirmation, Rajya Sabha, schedule areas, other schedule areas, federalism, official languages, land reform, and the defection, panchayat and municipalities. Tiers of old PM the schedules. Let us study in detail. So originally currently 12 schedules dekhche. Original constitution the 8 schedule dekhche. First schedule the 9th the first amendment the 9th schedule, that is land reform the 8 korche, and in the defection the 10th schedule the 8 korna by the 52nd amendment of 1985. Let us go to the next question. The fourth schedule of the Indian Constitution is subject to case. So is it a language recognized by the Constitution, oaths and affirmations, power, authority and responsibility of the panchayat, and or allocation of seat in the Rajya Sabha? So fourth schedule the it will be allocation of seat in Rajya Sabha. I've already told you schedule the it will memorize correct tiers of old PM. So fourth the 1, 2, 3, 4 R. R stands for Rajya Sabha. So the answer is what? Option number D. Next question. The 10th schedule of the Indian Constitution deals with Kiman. The 10th schedule though already explained Gurji, that is Kundu Amendment 52nd Amendment of 1985. Iduwa 10th schedule the 8 Gurji. Iduwa ki koi anti defection do ne. Anti defection do option number C. Anti defection do for example party change karna alag political party jala idige anti defection koi. So next question. In which schedule of the Indian Constitution is language Hindi included? So means official languages to kundu schedule de ase kona koise. In other words, so the answer is what? Option number D, that is 8 schedule. That is there are 22 official languages in India. Last lesson, last question, we have already studied about this. Next question, and the last question for today is the division of powers between the union and the state is in which schedule? So division of powers union or state la to kundu schedule is it a 4th, 3rd, 7th or 5th? So the answer is what? Option number C, that is 7th schedule. Let us study in detail about this. So division of power do 7th schedule they provide korna je the union list, state list or congruent list dina je. Union list the 100 subjects je, state list the 61 subjects je, or congruent list the 52 subjects je. So these are the subjects that are related are the 7th schedule there. So with this the video has come to an end, and if you're still interested in the mock test, the link is provided here. You can register and you can register in the mock test and assess your preparation. So with this the video has come to an end. Thank you guys for watching, and I wish you all the best for your exam. Thank you.